We're back with another episode of Cigars and Cars. Today we have a very, very special guest. We got Yonathan Abebe. Did I say it right?
Abebe, yeah.
Abebe.
Yeah. It's like bebe.
Bebe.
Yeah.
I said it. Yonathan, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I know it was a long 2-hour drive. You were giving me objections about coming, but we finally got it done. How do you feel?
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad everything worked out. I'm glad I'm here. So
I'm excited to have you here.
Yeah.
It's been a long journey since I joined the company. You've been here how long now?
4 years now.
4 years. And for those that don't know, Yonathan was actually my training director when I came in the company. That was what now, 2.5 years ago that I came. Would you say I was your favorite on board, or somebody?
You were pretty excellent, but you got split up into Taco's car.
I did.
They did the 3 split up thing. But yeah, bro, I mean, yeah, you did like what, 40p your first week? So
48.
48? Yeah.
I beat everybody else that week.
Yeah. So bravo.
That week. But yeah, you said 4.5 years now?
Yeah, I started like April 2021.
Damn, it's almost twice more as me. How'd you hear about YESA?
Yeah, fell 4 and a bit. How'd I hear about it?
Yeah.
So I was actually working for Leadcore for TELUS door to door in British Columbia, and I was doing that, and like I started out working there, and like I was like the worst in the company. Like I was barely making any sales. How they had it set up back then is like because of COVID, like my whole onboard was done over Zoom. Everything was like virtual, and then they would just say you just drive yourself out to route, and they're like, oh, as long as you knock like 30 doors in a day, you get your base pay. So like back then, this was, like early 2021, I was like 26. I was honestly quite undisciplined. And that's what I really like about the YESA structure. They're like, we drop you off and you're just out there for 8 hours. So you got to figure it out. So I was just undisciplined. Sometimes, man, if it was a rainy, cold day, I'm ashamed to say this, but I would just like go to Tim Hortons or go to like McDonald's or something, get my base pay and call it a day. And so I wasn't really getting where I needed to be. And I was like, okay. And then you know how the mind tries to make excuses, like it likes to not take responsibility for things. So I was just thinking, I think if I can do it in a building or like in a controlled space over the phone, then I'll do good. Because I was doing a kind of a sales job over the phone before that. But so that's kind of enticed me. But then also the main thing is I saw Corey on Instagram.
Okay.
And during this time, this was during my whole like my transformation of I guess political and social views, and I was very outspoken at the time about like the vaccine, things like that. Like I was very against it. Basically, everybody on my Facebook friends list hated me because I was like typing stuff all the time and starting arguments. But then I saw Corey, and I was just like, and I saw him, and he was speaking up about the stuff. Like he was outspoken, and he was like a strong masculine figure. And like in our society, like there's a huge feminization of men. So I was just like, wow, finally there's like an alpha male, a strong dude who's like outspoken, talking about these issues. And I saw that he was based in Port Moody. So I was like, oh my God, bro, if there's one person I could work for, I want to work for this guy. So it all started just from seeing just social media spread. So then I saw that for Grant Cardone Canada, they were hiring account managers. I went and applied to be an account manager. And then I quickly found out that that's like a woman's job. Like they don't want men like talking to these businesses and telling them what to do and stuff like that. So they're like, no, we're gonna hire you as a salesman. I'm like, okay, sure, let's do the sales job. And I remember it was Morgan Walls was the sales director at the time. And then he basically slapped a bunch of phone numbers on a table, and he's like, I want you to call these as quickly as you can and set up appointments and follow this script. And I was just like, okay, sure. And then like they were just timing me how many I could do within the time span. And then time ended, went back, and then it's just me one-on-one with Morgan Walls. And like Morgan was not impressed with how many calls I did. And I remember him asking me, he's like, what's the most amount of money you've made in a year? And I think at that time it was like 45 or 50K. So I told him, I was like, I've made like 50K in a year. He's like, dude, I made that when I was 18 years old. And I could tell he was just not impressed with me whatsoever. And then basically he's just like, okay, well, we'll call you if it works out. So obviously like nobody called me. So I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense. At the same time though, see, I have a degree in criminology from Simon Fraser University. I had just got hired to work in Correction Service Canada in the Port Coquitlam Penitentiary. So good, stable job as a correction officer. My dad was super supportive of it. He's just like, Yonathan, that's a great job. You'll get a nice mortgage. The banks will loan you money. They'll care. Because my dad's really concerned about safety. But then right around that same time, I got a call from Corey. He calls me through Instagram voice call. And then I pick it up and he's just like, hey, Yonathan, how's it going? I'm like, oh, it's going good. He's like, hey man, I know things didn't work out with Grant Cardone Canada, but look here, I have this business out in Ontario. It's with this telecom company called CoachGo. How about this? How about you come out? How about you come work for me out there? And if you do well, we'll hire you out in the main office here in Port Moody. And I was like, wow, okay. And it was one of the toughest decisions I ever made, because on one hand, I have my dad who's like, go into this corrections role. I just got hired. And it's not an easy just hiring. Like, you got to go through a lie detector test. You got to do a physical exam. So I did all that. And then I finally got hired. And then, so then I went to the meeting. I had a meeting with Corey. I went to him and I was like, yeah, Corey, I'm not too sure about this, because like my dad really wants me to do this. You know, I just got hired for Correction Service Canada. And then Corey just put me through the fucking sales process. Like, he's just like, you want to be a correctional officer? Like, do you know what kind of lifestyle that is? You know, the way that we treat prisoners in Canada is sick. It's not right, the way that we treat them. Like, you want to be going to prison every single day and like be surrounded by those people. And like, the thing is, those were my hidden objections. Those were the things I was thinking, but I wasn't really like bringing them out loud and saying them. And I was just like, fuck. And he literally sold me on it. I'm like, fuck it, let's do it. And then, so yeah, literally I packed my things. I had a 2002 Honda Civic my parents gave me. And I just packed all my belongings in that Civic and I drove across Canada. It took me about 4 days. And I landed in Ontario. And then we got the shutdown. Doug Ford kept like locking down the province. But eventually we ended up knocking. And I was just like, I was fully committed, because throughout my life I had tried so many different things. Nothing really worked. Nothing really was making me successful. So when it came to this job, I was like, I'm going all in. And yeah, my first week was 27p, and then just consistently was producing at a high level. Got promoted to a manager. Was the highest producing manager, and then they're like, hey, do you want to be the team trainer? So I did that for a year, and then yeah, in 2024 I became the director for Eastside. So
that I was there for, yeah. I was just curious, what were your parents' reaction when you told them I'm going to drive all the way to Ontario to knock doors? Were they supportive of it? Were they against it?
They're not. Dude, I have Ethiopian parents. They were not fucking supportive.
What was that like? How did you sell them on having to go do what you were doing?
Oh, I didn't sell them. I literally disobeyed them. So I just had to do my own thing. I was just like, my dad was like not happy with me at all. But I was like thinking, at the end of the day, like 10 years from now, am I gonna live like, I know a lot of people that live with regret and they resent their parents because they did what their parents told them to do. Like, it was like, whatever it is, go through the sport thing, go to university, whatever it was. And I was like, do I want to live with that resentment that like, okay, I did what my dad did, and I'm in the back of my head, I'm thinking, what if I went through that sales route? Like, what if I actually had gone that way? And I knew it was like 26, I knew I was at like there was a fork in the road. Like, I was at a point in my life where it could either go either way. Like, that decision literally like changed probably even my children's future. Like, that literally was like the deciding factor for like my future.
I was gonna ask, how are your parents feeling about, how you came out now?
Oh,
they have to be supportive at this point.
Oh, dude, they're 100% supportive.
And now my dad take responsibility for.
My dad's like, no, I was wrong. You're right. I think it was like a year ago, but like, I had the nice Durango. My parents came to visit me. I was showing them around Toronto. Like, I was paying for things because I just have money now. And I remember my dad saying to me, he's like, Yonathan, you're a man now.
Damn.
And like, that fucking hit. Like,
what was that feeling like, hearing that from especially from Ethiopian parents? I know it's not something they probably say every day. I don't even think they even say I love you as much. Just immigrant parents, that's not how they grew up. But yeah. What was that feeling like, hearing that from your dad after you disobeyed him, left where you guys did what you did, and then hearing those words after years?
Yeah, it felt really good, because like you could tell just that like he knew that like his job as a parent is done. Like, okay, this guy can take care of himself now. And it's amazing, like the dichotomy that changes when you're like a really like self-sufficient child, like of a parent. It's no longer like parent-child anymore. It's like, I'm an adult and they're adults. and like we communicate in that way. So
That's very true. Yeah.
it's a nice little level up there.
All right. Well, Yanni, speaking of your parents, I know you mentioned they're, from Ethiopia. My parents are also immigrants, not Ethiopian, but we're just curious, what was that like growing up? Like, was it any hardships in particular coming? Because I'm assuming you were probably born here, right?
Yeah, I was.
How was it like growing up when your parents had to immigrate here from Ethiopia? Was it hard? Did they come and just make it work right off the bat?
It's definitely not easy because like as a child, you're not really, I don't know, I didn't really learn much from my parents. I felt like I learned it from my peers. With my parents, it's like everything was just very hard. Like even doing simple things, like I don't know, doing like banking, doing like anything with the government, like
they made you read it.
They made me exactly.
I was the same. And they would hit you with the "Why are you going to school?" Then, as soon as you don't know how to translate the government paper, why are you going to school? But yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. But
yeah, life it's just hard. It's literally just life on hard mode. My parents, they're very like devout Christians. They're very like frugal and wise with their spending, so they're able to pay a lot of my university. They have their paid off home. Like they're just like, they're very disciplined with like what they spend. So
fair enough. Well, no, I was just laughing because you said frugal, and it made me think back to was it a year ago with the donations?
Oh, you're gonna bring that up?
Remember, Yanni. Your people will only emulate 30% of your good habits, which means right now they're only gonna give $30 to little Timmy. But if you give $500, they're going to give $150 to little Timmy. Do you want little Timmy to have a $30 present, or do you want him to get the nice big Tonka truck?
Did I do it? I don't know.
There's no pressure. It's
Bill just did 250. Bill just did 250. Come on, Yanni. It's the spirit of...
Do I get a charitable receipt?
Yes.
Yonathan. Let's do 500.
All right, Yanni's in for $500.
Yeah, I was like, does it come with a charitable receipt? But I was just gonna say, like, that's something I wish I had. Like, if I was a little bit more frugal, a little bit with my money, but I feel like that probably shaped you into the man you are today, like being wise with the money. I know you had that nice Rolex on. There's a funny story. What was it that Corey told you to?
Yeah.
How'd you get this again?
So this is a for everyone who's into watches. This is a Rolex Submariner No Date from 2022. So one time, and I could basically like mistranslated Corey's message. So like Corey would talk about like, don't have any money in your bank account. Like, get rid of your money. Like, you guys are just like you guys are too satisfied with like all the money in your bank. Like, get rid of it. And then I really wanted a new watch, and like I was like, would I be satisfied with a Casio? No. Would I be satisfied with like this Timex bullshit? No. But like if I got a Rolex, like that would really make me happy. So like I literally had this was 17,000 Canadian dollars. I found this guy on Chrono 24. He was actually near Chatham, which I was knocking near Chatham at that time. We met up at the bank, RBC. I literally like withdrew $17,000 cash, and I just like paid him out right there, and I got the watch, box and papers, everything.
How did Corey feel about that when you told him?
Corey was upset. He was upset with me. He was like, no, that's not what I meant by that message, right? Like when Corey says like get rid of your money, it's like he means like put it into like a real estate investment trust or something like a REIT, like Skyline or something like that. Something that gives you like a little drip that pays you.
And grows.
He doesn't mean just like put it into a watch, because right now like the watch market's kind of tanked, and like I'm not like, this has probably gone down like 15 or 20% in value.
That's okay.
So
you didn't buy it for resale. It looks nice though.
Yeah, it's a nice watch. I know I'm not gonna sell it, but
keep it. Maybe give it to when you have kids and whatnot.
Yeah.
Speaking of kids, I know you just recently got married.
I did.
Congrats on that.
Thank you.
The wedding looked beautiful on my Instagram because I wasn't invited, but we'll talk about that later. How was it?
Oh, it was fantastic.
Man, how long did you guys know about each other before you went down on a knee?
One thing that I listened from my mentors, they say like, don't look for a woman. You should seek after God. So seek first the kingdom of heaven in his right way, and everything will be added. Money will be added. Even a woman, the right woman, will be added. So what I was always doing before is I was looking for women. I was swiping. I was looking for the woman. But I came to this point in my life where I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna let God add one to my life. If it's meant to be, I'll have a wife, I'll have children. Whatever. If it's not meant to be, it is what it is. So I deleted all the apps. I had no dating apps on my phone. But there was this one that is called Jabena. It's like this.
What is that?
It's like a dating app for like Ethiopians and Eritreans.
What is it called?
It's called Jabena.
Jabena,
Yeah. So I had a profile on there, but it was like non-active. It was just I was just there. My Instagram handle was on there, and I just like I didn't even realize I had it. But then like one day I got a follow from Millie like on Instagram. Damn. And then I just like was like, oh, where's this from? I re-downloaded the app. I was like, oh, it was from that. And then we just literally started chatting, and like honestly, it's just perfection. Like
that's beautiful.
Yeah. Millie is a wonderful, wonderful wife. I actually wish like every man could have a wife like Millie. Like she's just the perfect wife. You know, in the Bible, it talks about how God created the woman to be the man's helper. And that's what Millie is to me in my life. She like literally multiplies my life, like makes my life simple, does things like takes care of me, makes food for me. She's just like extremely, extremely helpful. And it's just a blessing to have. So I'm very lucky.
Are you saying all this because she's here watching you as well? Right behind the camera.
No, this is has nothing to do with that.
He's holding a gun.
This is a message for these people.
All right, well, now you're obviously here. You're driving, what is it, Durango?
Yeah.
What's after the Durango? What comes next? What's your next step in the car world?
You know what? Honestly, I got shout out Wandy Zhao, the Emperor. He kind of been selling me on these Mustangs.
Mustang?
They're pretty tough, yeah. I drove his around. And they're like a good deal. Like for 34,000 Canadian, you can get like a really sick 2019 Mustang with the V8, just a few mods on it. It can be really powerful. So that was probably be like, it's not like my end goal, but like maybe the next step.
What's your end goal? Dream car?
Dream car? It might not be everyone's dream car, but honestly, it's a BMW M8 competition.
That is a pretty sick car though.
Yeah.
It's not bad. We'll come soon.
Yeah.
We'll have the
Twin
family
turbo
first
V8.
and everything, and then after that, we'll get the, what is it, the M8 you said?
The M8, yeah.
Oh, that's a pretty nice car, but I'm just curious because obviously you can't compete in this. You're a director now. Can't call out any other reps. But if you had to go, head to head with a different director out there, of all the directors, who would you want to call out? Or who do you want to go against?
1v1, just like a 1 week of knocking.
Yeah, somebody that you would go, put the gloves back on, you'd go out in this cold and knock.
We go against Jeff. How about that?
Who, Jeff?
Jeff, yeah.
The newly promoted director?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. But also,
fun.
if you want to look in that camera and give a motivational talk, don't call out anybody, just a motivational talk for the guys out there watching this video. What do you want to tell them?
All right, guys, my message for you is 100% commit. Give everything you have to the job that's in front of you, and it will reward you dividends. But if you have distractions, if you're looking at other side hustles, if you're not, seeing where the grass is greener, you're gonna be what they call as a master of none. What is that saying?
Trade.
A jack of all trades, but a master of none.
There you go.
Do you want to go through your life being like that? I was like me a long time ago. I committed to sales. I committed to becoming great at this one job. And then once you're at the top, that's when you can maybe look at some other thing to do. But commit to what you're doing right now.
You guys heard it here. Fully commit. Go after what you want. But that wraps up another episode of Cigars and Cars with, today's very special guest, Yonathan. Yanni, love you, man. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys next time.